You
Nice.
can't really beat that. You know what I mean? You can't really beat that.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we're excited for Golden Book because he always makes very pretty competitive fights. We've obviously like we're happy just to get boxing back with top rank cards and all that. But yeah,
Oh man,
we're looking forward to this one for sure.
All right,
yeah,
for
man.
sure.
I was hoping to have.
Against the ropes podcast.
Went back against the rope. He's desperately trying to
There's the
turn.
ropes, number one.
Ali won't extend himself while out against the rope. But Ali still tries.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Gio Garcia here alongside Christian Mosqueda. Episode 101, Chris. We are back. Special guest in the building.
Mr. Sugar Shane Mosley Jr.
El Dulcero. How's it going, man? How's it going?
El Dulcero. That's right.
How's everything going out there?
Oh man, everything's going good, man. Yeah. How about you guys?
Doing good, man. First of all, we just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and sit and talk boxing with us. We obviously love having professionals on the show. We talk about not just your career, but stuff outside of boxing, man. I'm sure you're going to share with us a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know about you, about your life. You know, whether it's family, whether it's other things that are going on in your life, things that you're passionate about outside of boxing, bro. So I just want to thank you for taking that time and joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys having me. It's an honor.
Thank you very much, man. And you know what? Let's start with your fight, right? Let's start with your fight, fresh off a win this past Friday off that Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Samuel Vargas undercard. Was it a little different? How did it feel just getting back into the ring in the middle of this whole situation going on worldwide? How was it, man?
It was as far as the seclusion is concerned, I had dealt with some things like that, especially being on the contender, being away from people and things like that, and also doing the whole social distancing in my actual life. So it wasn't too terrible as far as that was concerned. But as far as the fight was concerned, it was a little bit difficult in the beginning because it kind of felt like sparring a little bit. You kind of get that sense of like I could hear his coach, I could hear my coach, I could there's nobody in the crowd really saying anything, and so you kind of get that feel. But once punches start flying and you get hit with some shots, all your focus starts to get a little bit more concentrated and it gets better.
Interesting that you mentioned that because through the television we could hear his coach with some interesting comments. Right? Can you hear it too? I see you shaking. I see you nodding already.
Absolutely. I could hear him. It was kind of funny because like I remember actually in one instance where like his coach / dad said something, and I said to him out loud, "Nope, that ain't gonna work." Like, and so I thought it was kind of funny, but I'm sure he could hear my coach and hear certain things. You just gotta capitalize whenever you can.
Yeah, how does that play into not being able to hear the crowd, Shane? Do you prefer when you have a crowd or when there's no crowd?
I mean, as a professional fighter, I mean that's why you do it. You do it for the fans, the fight, like people in the audience, things like that. Of course, you do it for you as well. But like, there's an aspect of that where You know, I mean, you like to hear, when you land a good shot, like you hear the crowd go up and things like that. It, helps the energy of the fight. So, of course, that was missing a little bit. But when you're in there, bottom line, you got to win. You know what I mean? You got to do whatever it is you got to do to win. So if you don't hear that crowd, you got to, do it, for yourself. Think, oh man, that was a good shot, or say something, or whatever the case is. Whatever you got to do, whatever you have to do to win. So I felt like I did what I had to do to win, and yeah. Nice.
And you fought on this card, on Golden Boy card, for Oscar De La Hoya. How has this partnership been? We talked a little bit before the podcast about Oscar. He's a previous opponent of your father. How is this new relationship, working for this big promotion company in Golden Boy?
Oh man, so it was an honor for me, signing with Golden Boy, just because, for one, my dad was a partner of Golden Boy. He fought for Golden Boy, and to also fight for Golden Boy, along with being a Southern California boy, being from Pomona, California, it's like I get the best of both worlds. And I know that they have the experience, they have the talent to move me the right way so that I can become champion. Nice. And I have confidence in them, and I have confidence that I will become a world champion. So just with time, I know that they'll move me the right way. So I was excited. To be along with them, and also, having my dad be along with them, and all of those same kind of fans. I think that only helps me in my career as well, to have people supporting me as well.
Nice.
How did it feel as far as security of your own health? Golden Boy's first show back amid this whole pandemic. We know Top Rank has had quite a few shows, but how did it feel there as far as safety and precautions and all that stuff?
Man, I think they did everything they could to keep us safe. I mean, they were spraying the rings. We were secluded to our rooms. We took multiple tests. I felt like we did everything necessary to be safe. Even for me, I was like, man, we all got tested, and we were all safe, and we still had to be 6 feet apart at the weigh-in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we still, even though we all were tested, negative for COVID, we still had to be 6 feet apart from each other and not get close and all those things. So I felt that they did a very good job in keeping me safe and keeping everybody safe. We didn't have anybody test positive for COVID, so I think that was positive, and hopefully we continue that, and we can continue boxing, especially in California. Top Rank is doing the shows in Nevada, but I would really like for Golden Boy and other promoters to do more fights in California, because nice. Obviously that's where I'm from, and I want to keep boxing going and sports going in California.
Yeah, I believe Robert Garcia was the only one who tested positive initially, and then his second test came out negative. But even then, just to be safe, he didn't attend the show. But
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that was here nor there, but so he did the right thing to keep everybody safe, and as well as the show. You know what I mean? So I felt that he did the right thing, and I commend him for that.
Nice. Shane, how do you assess your performance in this fight? We always say boxers are, their biggest critics. What are some things that you feel like you did good, or what are some things that you want to, work on and improve for your next bout?
Okay. So overall, I give myself about a B-. I thought it was a solid performance. It was my first fight back in just about a year. So, knocking a little bit of rust off. But some things that I felt that I did well were using my jab, being sharp, throwing some pretty good shots to the body. I think what I need to work on is staying calm, staying focused, and staying kind of in that boxing mode. I feel like I do my best work when I'm boxing. And then in that boxing mode, I can turn it on and, land some more powerful shots to the body, to the head, things like that in that boxing mode. So I feel like moving forward, when I fight next, I'm gonna practice that. I think a lot of times fighters feel like we have to do more than we actually have to.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to get to knockout, you try too hard, and then when you try too hard, you're overextending, or you're using too much energy where it's not beneficial to actually getting the job done. Sometimes when you're relaxed and more fluid, you're able to get those powerful, meaningful shots in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think being a little bit more calm, setting up the shots just a little bit better, and being sharper will help my performance next time.
Nice. I'm sure your trainer had a lot to do with that, right? We could hear all his instructions, especially in between rounds.
Yeah. He had a lot to do with that, and I love his mind, the way he thinks, and how he kind of strategizes. So I think he's definitely an asset to me in the corner. Obviously, he's Caleb Plant's trainer. You see, the kind of monster he is. So he's a tactical genius, and so that comes from help from Justin Gamber. So I think having somebody like that who has that type of mind that's strategic and setting things up is beneficial for me.
Nice. I'm gonna bring it back to your upbringing, Shane. What are some of the most vivid memories that you have of boxing as a child? Going to the gym with your dad, or what are some of your most vivid memories of boxing as a kid?
I can remember, man, going up to I think it's LA Boxing. It was like an old. I can't think if that's the exact name, but it's like it used to be by the old Olympic Auditorium. It was like a boxing gym right behind the Olympic Auditorium. I want to say it was LA Boxing or something like that. And I used to go there with my dad, and he would literally pull me up in the stroller and watch next to the boxing ring as he sparred. And that's probably one of my youngest vivid memories of boxing. Just watching my dad spar.
Did you always know that you wanted to box?
I didn't. I was told very young that I shouldn't box and all these things. It's not for me. I'm a pretty boy, too good looking to fight. You don't live the lifestyle of a fighter. All these, just nonsense, really. But I'm thankful that I am. I'm thankful that I chose this path. It has given me a sense of purpose. It's given me a sense of fight, no pun, and fighting for what you want in life. So I think it's helped me in my career, my life, really, to fight for the things that I want and do my best. So I'm glad I'm a fighter. But no, as a young boy, a young man, even I didn't know that I wanted to fight. I had my first amateur fight, I think, at 16, the day before my 17th birthday. So very, very late. And ever since then, man, I loved it.
Nice. It seems like your dad's very relaxed. I'm not sure if you already mentioned it, but did you feel like any sense of maybe urgency that he wanted you to fight, or was it the opposite? Did he prefer for you not to fight? How was that dynamic between you and your father?
My dad was very neutral about the situation. My dad is big on choices. So he told me, I don't care whether or not you fight, but if you do choose to fight, you have to take it serious. You know what I mean? You don't, the old saying, you don't play boxing, right? So you're not just like playing around with this. If you're going to do it, you got to do it seriously. You got to know that you can die. You know what I mean? Like that's a legitimate thing that can happen if you don't take it serious. If you don't treat it like it's something worth, take it serious. So he always told me that, and I always took it serious.
Nice. And going back to your fight this past Friday, Sergio Mora repeatedly stated that the best version of you was on The Contender. Do you agree with that?
I think that he got to see a lot of good aspects, but I do feel like there were a lot of good to go along with my performance then. He's entitled to his opinion. He's entitled to say what he felt was good or things like that. And I do feel like I had a lot of good experiences. I mean, a lot of good showings on the Contender. I wouldn't have gotten to the finals if I didn't. But if he was saying like, that it wasn't, good enough, like right now, I don't particularly agree with it. I do feel like I'm working on a lot of good things, and I do feel like, they'll be beneficial in the future. And hopefully, I'll have a better performance next time where he can call.
Yeah. You know what? Going back to, let's stay on The Contender for a little bit. Shout out to our
Absolutely.
good friend, Brandon Adams, man. He's our good friend of ours.
Yeah, man.
The Cannon. And you kind of mentioned the stuff earlier, how you got criticized for certain things. You don't live this lifestyle, this and that. That was a narrative that was somewhat painted, right? In that finale, that Brandon was the kid who came from nothing, and you were the complete opposite. How did that make you feel as a fighter? And I'm pretty sure you obviously disagree with all that stuff, but how did that make you feel, as a fighter and going up against him in that finale and all the criticism that you got?
I really don't care how it was portrayed or anything like that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, he grew up and where he grew up, I grew up where I grew up. At the end of the day, that has nothing to do with what happens in the fight. You know what I mean? I truly believe that what happened is I lost focus. I didn't take the necessary focus into my training camp and in the fight, and I allowed that to affect my fight. So that's my fault, and as a competitor, that's what I have to do. I have to change that next time so that I have a better performance and I can be a world champion. Whatever happened before is unnecessary. I don't, just because, if it were that, where you came from is determines how far you go in the boxing ring or anything for that matter, everybody in the ghettos would be rich and famous and billionaires.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not the truth. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Somebody's fight is, in anything, is how they use what they have. And I didn't take what I had and used it and focused that in order to be successful in that particular fight. So that was my fault. It don't matter where I grew up. It don't matter what I had, my dad had, what my family had, what his family had. It don't matter. All that matters is in that particular fight, I didn't do what I needed to do. So moving forward, I'm going to change that, and I will be better. And I showed that from there, I can grow and I can become better. I will become champion.
That's well said.
Yeah, that was well said, man.
Yeah, and in the Contender, they talked about you having a target on your back because of the Mosley name. Did you feel that pressure, if at all?
I told them and all those guys, man. I'm like, look, man, I gotta fight one of you guys at a time. I'm not fighting all you guys. There's 4 fights that we gotta fight. There's 4 fights. Mm-hmm. So whoever's in front of me, that's what I'm gonna focus on. The first guy was Devon Lee. He was talking all this mess. Whatever the case is, let's go, man. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. Like you act like I'm scared to fight. Let's go. I'm a fighter. Like, this is what I do for a living. Like, let's go. The reason why I came here is because I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to be scared of any of you guys. And if you guys let my name or any of these things fool you, my good looks or whatever the case is, that's your fault. And if any of them let my whatever, my aura, my name, any of those things fool them, that's their fault. And I didn't allow that to happen. And I stayed focused. I took one fight at a time, and I got the job done. So I didn't care if I had a quote unquote target on my back. I didn't care if all of them hated me. I didn't care if all of them loved me. None of that matters. All that matters is getting to the finals and winning. So I did what I had to do to get there. And that's why I got the results I did.
Nice. Yeah, personally, I thought you did a great job because at least that's how they painted it. It seemed like everyone was gunning for you in a way, and you still were able to make it to the finals. But let me ask you this. Would you run it back with Brandon Adams?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I mean, obviously, like, we're both trying to get to a world title, and we're both trying to be great. So if we run past again, absolutely. Like, this is why we do what we do. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Definitely.
And Nassim Richardson, legendary trainer, we just lost him a couple of days, a week ago. I know he served as an advisor / coach on the Contender. Do you have any words or any stories, experiences with him, Shane?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, he was the coach of the Contender. He was my coach. He coached me through the Brandon Adams fight. He coached me before that with my dad. And even as an amateur, he coached me. So I have a lot of stories. I mean, too many, really. But one thing that I remember, and I said this to other people, because he passed the day that I was fighting, and my manager particularly asked me, hey, how you doing? And I told him a story, which was every time we were training, if someone called him, he would answer the phone and say working and hang up. It could be anybody on the other line. It didn't matter who it was. It could be his wife, it could be his son, anything like that. He would pick up the phone and answer working and keep going. So that was one thing that when I heard the news, I told my manager, I'm working. I got to get this. I got to get the job done. It's sad, but I have to get the job done. And if anybody understood, that it would be him. And I know that he was watching. I know he was there. And, he wanted me to win.
Yeah, to me, it was a big blow to the boxing community. He's one of those figures in boxing that nobody has nothing bad to say about him. And we've seen interview after interview with him, and just the consummate professional. He's just one of those guys that you would want to have in your corner. And so I know he brought a lot of success with to people that were near and dear to him. And so he's definitely going to be missed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think his
famous line, swim without getting wet.
Yeah. You ever try that? Did he ever explain that to you, or would he just say it and let you figure it out?
Well, I mean, I think to me it's kind of self-explanatory, right? Basically, it's you do what you got to do, and without being touched, right? We want to hit and not get hit. I mean, that's basically what he's saying. You swim without getting wet. So it's hit and not get hit.
Nice. Shane,
That sounds better. That sounds cooler than hit and not get hit, right?
Nice. Yeah, Shane, it seems like figures that have prominent fathers as athletes are always gonna be there to be criticized. How do you deal with that criticism from people, from fans, from other fighters, from coaches? How do you deal with that sort of criticism?
You know what? I think it's all perception, right? Everybody gets criticized. I'm sure you guys have gotten criticized.
Yeah.
I'm sure that anybody that does anything important or anything for that matter gets criticized. It's just, particularly with this situation, I have, because of my dad, I have a little bit more ammunition for people to say, because my dad was beloved by millions of people. But at the end of the day, everybody gets criticized. So if I take the perception of, it doesn't matter what anybody says, because people are going to have an opinion, and I just got to internalize that. There was somebody that had told me, man, you got to know how to play the game. Know the game and know how to play the game, right? So if you know the rules, it's easy to play the game and stay focused. So if you allow these things, these opinions to get to you, they're going to get to you. But if you, push the comments to the side or mute them or whatever it is you have to do what you got to do.
Yeah, let me go to a question here from the comment section. Ivan Hernandez asks, have restrictions due to COVID-19, have they changed the way that you trained?
Yeah, man. So sparring is really hard to get, obviously, because, people are nervous and scared to go to the boxing gym. And, obviously gyms aren't allowing a lot of people in the gym. So it's been difficult with that for sure. But we get the job done.
Nice. So Shane, you not only find the contender, you also put your fist to work in BKB. How was that experience with you? For you?
I mean, at the end of the day, fighting's fighting. I try to do my best, and I was just up for the whole experience, man. It was a good experience.
Hey.
I just want to let y'all know, man. Just because I don't want it to cut out, I got literally 2% left on my phone.
Uh-oh.
So if it dies on you guys, I'm gonna hold off for as long as I possibly can.
Okay.
But
for sure.
so I'm gonna give my farewell to everybody watching, to you guys. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for giving me all your questions and things like that. And I'm gonna be here until the thing cuts off. All right.
Hey,
Thank you for telling us, man. Thank you for telling us.
All right, we're gonna do some rapid fire questions on you.
Yeah, let me ask you this.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What do you think is your most underrated ability as a fighter?
I think my most underrated ability is probably my intelligence in the ring. I mean, I think a lot of times people don't know how actually good I am in the ring and how well I know boxing. So that is kind of a benefit to me.
And then future plans. What's next? Anything lined up?
Man, I would love to fight as soon as possible against whoever. Honestly, with this pandemic going, I really feel like activity is important. A lot of guys are not getting activity, so if I can get as much activity as possible, that would be incredible.
Awesome. Other than your father, who is your biggest inspiration in your life?
Ooh. Man, too many people. My girlfriend, my kids. Obviously my parents, my coaches. I mean, the list goes on. And I try to keep a good group of people around me. I try to keep good influences around me. So I feel like everybody that is in my circle and all around me are positive and help me grow as a person and as a fighter.
You're probably at 1% now. So before it cuts, I just want to say congrats for that fight, man. Great to see you back in the ring, and great to see you on a big card like the Vergil Ortiz and Vargas one.
Oh, it was incredible, man. Like being on that card, man, especially with a great up and coming fighter like Vergil Ortiz, man, he's super duper exciting. He always goes for the knockout. He's a great talent. So it was great to be on that card because I knew a lot of people would actually be watching.
Yeah.
And just to be on the card, I was excited. And then to know like the day of the weigh-in, like oh, you bumped up to the co-main event. I'm like, what happened? And they're like, yeah, something happened with Gusta. I was like, oh wow, terrible. So it was a great experience for me.
How are you going to be enjoying your victory? You're out there chilling, huh, in Utah?
Yeah, I'm out in Utah, man. With spend time with the family. To be honest, man, probably just doing more stuff like this with my kids. Just spending time because, like I said, I want to get back in the ring as soon as possible. So I'm going to be back in the boxing gym probably in another week and a half or 2 weeks or so, and back at it. But just spending time with them, maybe take a trip to Zion or California, Big Bear, things like that.
Hey. Yeah, no, similar sentiments, Shane. To me, just thanks for coming on the show. This is what I love about the podcast. We weed out all the other narratives that people put out, and we get to see you as a person, get to know you more as a person. And honestly, I'm proud of the young man that you are, the way you think, the way that you handle, everything that life throws at you. You're obviously you come from boxing royalty, but you have, obstacles and circumstances outside the ring they had to deal with.
Everybody else, huh?
Just like everybody else. And you're dealing it with, a great head on your shoulders. It's great to see that you're a family man. I can hear the kids in the background. I know you're enjoying I know you're enjoying yourself. And I know that's my question was like, why are you a fighter? But that kind of answers it there, man. You fight for your family, of course. And so just want to say thank you for being on the show. Can't wait to have you back soon in the future and get to ask you thousands of other questions that we had lined up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It'd be great. Can't wait to be back on the show, man. I can't wait to fight so I can, if y'all want to, have me on again and talk just boxing about anything, I'll be willing for it, man.
Oh, thanks a lot. Last message to your fans before that 0.5% cuts off.
I just want to say thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate all who watch me and who show me support and show me love. If you want to, check me out on Instagram or Twitter, it's going to be at Shane Mosley Jr. or at one Shane Mosley Jr. On Twitter. Yeah, man, just thank you. I appreciate you following me on my journey.
Yeah. Final question, Shane. When you hang him up, what's the legacy that you want to leave? What's the legacy that you want to add to that Mosley name?
That the Sugar Man was a great fighter. That I was a great fighter. Not, oh yeah, Sugar Shane Mosley, and oh yeah, his son boxed. I don't want that. I want, man, Sugar Shane was dope, and man, Sugar Man was dope too.
Hey, there you go.
So
El Dulcero.
So, oh yeah, and let everybody know I'm El Dulcero. Even put it on the tag, man. Let everybody know. Because like I said, I grew up in Pomona, California. Well, majority of the people in Pomona are Mexican specifically. Yeah. So I grew up with mostly Mexicans. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? So I grew up having a lot of Hispanic friends, Mexican friends, and even spoke Spanish a little bit. But yeah, so that's why I feel like it's important for me to put that in there. El Dulcero. My dad went by Azúcar. I want to be El Dulcero.
Hey, there you go,
man. Definitely. I think we can let him go now, right?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Someone's gonna die. So, man, once again,
all right.
Muchas gracias, Shane.
Yeah, de nada.
All right, brother, take care. We'll keep in touch,
brother.
All right, man. Peace.
Awesome. Peace. Hey, that was El Dulcero,
Yeah, man.
Sugar Man. And yeah, he's definitely his dad's son.
Yeah, he's cool.
Man,
He's very
that's cool,
chill,
that's cool.
just like his dad.
Yeah. Yeah, we joked before the podcast. It's like, man, you look just like your dad. There's no way your dad can say, that's not my kid. That's no. There's no negating it here. No, it was great to talk to him. And again, like every time we do a podcast, we get to know them better. And surprised, but at the same time, not surprised with the maturity in his answers. Yeah. You know, he comes from boxing royalty. Everybody knows his dad as this legendary figure. And that can throw a lot of, people off, but he's sticking to it. He's now with Golden Boy. He knows what it takes, and now he's gonna have to prove it next coming fights.
Yeah, I want to send a big shout out to all the people who tuned in here in the comment section, leaving their comments. Xicana Boxing, of course. Shout out to her. Shout out to Ivan. Shout out to Big Bro. He's in the building too. Shout out to Long Live Boxing. Shout out to you guys, and shout out to Sean from Just Boxing Live, man, checking in. That's what's up.
Hey.
A little rushed, right?
Yeah.
Forgot to charge his phone. I always wonder when we do these long interviews over Zoom.
Yeah.
And most of the people are on their phones.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, y'all got some good batteries because this is the first time it happened. So
for real. Yeah. Now I was gonna ask him if it's an iPhone, Android. Depends, man.
Yeah.
The battery lasts a little longer, but no, I appreciate it coming on. Again, it was just a pleasure having him on. Chopping it up a little bit, getting to know him a little bit, and so yeah, it was a good episode.
And just some quick announcements. Our show with Clay Collard, Cassius Clay, who's our front runner for Fighter of the Year, right?
Yeah.
4-0 this year. He beat 3 undefeated fighters. He had 2 fights on ESPN. We spoke to him on Monday, I believe. It was an early show, so we decided to just release it on Friday, 3 p.m. That was going to be up on YouTube, and we just did our 100th episode. If you guys want to check that out, it should be up on YouTube now. It should be visible, and then of course this one should be up there, and it'll be on Apple Podcasts as well and in Spotify. Man, thank you guys for tuning in. Chris, you got anything else?
No, again, just thank you to our guests that we had this past week, and all the guests that we had. Up until today's episode, it's not easy getting to 100, 101, 102. Yeah. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of a lot of hustle, just sticking through it, showing up. That's pretty much half the job, right? Just showing up. And so yeah, dude, you're just happy to have all the support. Happy to get to know these fighters more and more. Again, a lot of people just see an image, they just follow the narrative that these people want to put out, but there's really much more to a fighter, to a person than the narrative. Again, it does help the marketing, but there's really more to people. And so I just happy to be a part of a little speck of the boxing world.
Yeah, definitely. And big shout out to all our guests. Yeah. We've had great guests, always great conversations. We try our best to ask questions, but at the end of the day, it's up to them what they want to give you. Yeah. Right? So shout out to Shane Mosley Jr. Great guest.
Yeah.
Great guest, man. It was about 35 minutes that we had him on. So
yeah. About the same time as his dad.
Yeah, his dad, they had to cut it short too. I see a trend here, man.
Yeah, but good stuff though. Good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll definitely have him on again. Definitely have some of the guests that we had in the past back on, and we'll have some new guests coming up later in the year. And yeah, we're expecting a great 2021, like we mentioned earlier. We didn't have such set goals when we first started this. We were just doing it because we love boxing. We love talking boxing, and we did it just out of the love of boxing. Now we're gonna have some more concrete goals. We got some more concrete goals, and because we want to make something out of this for sure.
Yeah, man. Our guy Ivan here says good stuff. First time watching, keep it going. Thanks a lot, man. Always great to see new viewers checking it out, and we're gonna have more exciting episodes coming up. So make sure to subscribe. Anthony Sims Jr. is in the area, so we're probably going to have him on next week. Once again, he's been with us a few times, and then we're still working with on other guests. So, yeah, man, stay tuned. It's just the beginning. The marathon continues, right, Chris?
Marathon continues, man. We'll be back. Peace.
What? You told Lily another time? Dude, I'm not surprised.
Oh, no.
I'm not surprised. Come on, man.
Man,
hey, Lily.
We'll see.
It's all good. This guy does that all the time. All the time. He says Eastern time.
I'll check my messages. I'm pretty sure give her the right time.
But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Before we get out of here, let me send a big shout out to Puro Golpe. Check out their shop at purogolpe.com, at Puro Golpe on Instagram. Make sure to check them out, show them some love. It's a brand for people or fighters who hustle, hit, and never quit. Puro Golpe, esto es pelear. They're also the sponsor of the Murataya brothers. El Maestro Murataya and Ray. Yeah. I believe his nickname is Danger.
Danger, yeah.
Yeah, something like Dangerous, because they were dubbing it as the Dangerous Class.
Dangerous Class. Like
yeah.
They're getting good at that marketing, man.
Yeah, they're going to be on the undercard of Jose Ramirez, August 28th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the my notes here, but Top Rank ESPN once again. Gabriel Murataya is going to be back for the third time, right? For the third time. He's, 4-0 right now?
Yeah.
He got a knockout on ESPN. Then he got a UD victory. And, we'll probably have both of them on as well coming soon. And also want to send another big shout-out to Mama G. Mama G and Andy Aguilar. Our guy, Alan Garcia, is going to make his pro debut August 8th. Again, sorry if I'm getting these dates wrong, but off the top, man, straight up, freestyle. But, I believe it's August 8th on a PBC card. They don't know if that specific fight is going to be televised yet, but they're going to be making their debut on that PBC card. So big shout out to them. And we're going to have them on as well after that fight. They're going to be back. So big shout out to them.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see that Golden Boys back with their cards. The Zone getting back. All these entities coming back, because we're happy to have boxing back. We're happy to get Top Rank back, get the ball rolling. But it's only when other entities, other promoters start putting on cards that the other ones are kind of pressured to give better fights, better competition. So just happy to have Golden Boy back. It's gonna put a little bit of pressure on Top Rank to get better cards. And so I'm just happy to see what's to come the rest of 2020.
Yeah. And I think that's it for us, Chris. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to follow us at againstdaropes on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. I try to post different stuff on different platforms, so try to check us out on all of them. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Big shout out to Shane Jr., El Dulcero, all right? And that's it for me, Chris.
Hey, that's it. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Much more to come the rest of the year. Hey.
God now, and I don't know who NM is, man. Flat out.
Like you already know, I said I'm a fun guy.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Gallo. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas. Un abrazo. Muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Against the Ropes. Huge shout out to Against the Ropes. Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview, and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time on y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.